The oldest surviving map of the known world, the Imago Mundi, known academically as the Babylonian Map of the world, dates back to around the 9th to 7th century BC and was excavated in the late 19th century 60 kilometers north of the ancient site of Babylon. The map is inscribed on a clay tablet and written through cuneiform script in the ancient Semitic language Akkadian. Though portions of the chiseled text are indecipherable or missing, there is much to glean from that which remains readable. The map is focused on the life-giving Euphrates River, bisecting the map between west and east regions, each with assumed cities, land masses, and even creatures. Old capital cities such as Haban and Susa of kingdoms of the time are recognizable based on their proximity from the Euphrates and the point indicating Babylon. The text encircling the map proper tell of mythological characters and beasts, as well as exotic creatures known to exist from lands beyond Babylonia. 300 years before Neil Armstrong's boot kicked up moon dust, Selenographia was being sold across the Kingdom of Poland, giving all of us bound to Earth the first historically available atlas of the moon's surface. Shaped from the writings and observations of Polish astronomer Johannes Hevelius from his home's rooftop observatory, Selenographia maps every bump, crack, and crater on the moon's surface which could be reliably studied with the equipment and science available at the time. Though Selenographia came after others who had sketched, examined, and even named different aspects of the lunar surface, Hevelius's work is notable for its comprehensive accomplishment and polish, comparable to land-based atlases of the time, and would help develop methods for seafaring navigation and mapping through more comprehensive and accessible lunar charts. A quick comparison between excerpts from Hevelius's work and a modern constructed map of the moon's surface better exemplifies the breadth of Selenographia's accomplishment. The Piri Reis Map is a historic map of the world signed off by the legendary Ottoman cartographer. This map is a portolan chart, meaning it notably emphasized cutting-edge information regarding coastal areas, harbors, and other seafaring details essential for nautical explorers. In place of being crowded with the orientation of cities, land routes, and minute geopolitical boundaries, the map illustrated land masses yet to be explored and fantastical creatures to illustrate mysterious regions of the known world. Piri Reis's map is especially significant in its mapping of some coasts of the Americas and Antarctica, decades before historians believe they were first observed by Europeans. This was thanks to Piri Reis's study of non-Islamic or European sources, representing the willingness to set aside national prestige to work with other explorers of his time to advance humankind's exploration of the world, not just for the benefit of one nation. No intercontinental land route holds as much star power as that of the Silk Road, typically called the Silk Routes these days instead, to better classify it as a series of branching routes instead of one long road from east to west. The Silk Road owes its name to its dynamic 1500-plus year history as the path for luxury and cultural trade. East and Central Asian tribes and dynasties intermingled with Islamic caliphates and nomadic kingdoms of the Arabic Peninsula, with exchange happening as far as the Roman Empire and all peoples and products west in Europe. Metals, parchments, spices, workers, artists, religions, medicines, ideas, and yes, fibers and silks were traded along this route for much of the Common Era until the fragmentation of the Mongol Empire in the 15th century. An entire library's worth of books, films, songs have been written to still understate the importance of the Silk Road to the state of pretty much everything in today's modern world. In 1955, the Walt Disney Company successfully opened Disneyland Park, robbing the title of the happiest place on earth from your mom's bedroom. More on juvenile humor and the differences between old and modern Disneyland at a later time, the map of 1955 Disneyland already offers a wealth of insights and fascinating details about what it must have been like to visit the park during its earliest days. The years before Michael bought the entire world, Disneyland was a theme park soaked to the bone in Americana. We had the classic regions of the park in Adventureland, Fantasyland, Frontierland, Tomorrowland, and Main Street, still conceptually the same as they are today, but the attractions within were more focused on capturing a specific ideal than they were in peddling line-waiting experiences or authentically priced American cuisine. Should the core of the experience feel familiar to the initiated into the House of Mouse, that's because Disneyland has always maintained the distinct atmosphere of living the American dream, dependent of course on what Disney deems the American dream to be at the time.